So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Maiyegun live. And if you are joining this broadcast this hour, remember, brunch time with Maiyegun is an open mic, which simply means you can phone in anytime, add your own contribution, either on the topic we are talking about or another topic entirely, something of your own interest. So you're welcome. And this morning, the report of, or should I start with the bogus trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued. This time, it was another part of their own, what do you call their own request, especially concerning his health. You've been hearing that, several health reports have suggested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs proper medical care in a proper hospital where it will be properly examined. And then it can stand wherever trial they are putting up as it should be. But somehow the DSS won't allow that. So they have resisted that for years now. So this time around, or should I say last week, when this retrial resumed, Justice Omotosho, Judge Omotosho, rejected the no submission case. No case submission, meaning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer. So he rejected that and he told his defense to put up their defense against the charges. But the part of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health, the judge said, the judge ordered that Nigeria Medical Association, which is NMA or so, right? So they were directed to conduct their own independent put together a medical team, to conduct their own independent examination of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and then submit the report back to the court in 8 days. And it was said a few days ago that the report had been submitted. NMA had concluded their own investigation and they've submitted their report to the court prior to today. So when they got to court today, they said the report was missing. How? Well, no explanation. So where is the report? Something is amiss, right? So the case has been adjourned till the 16th of October, but as everything played out in court today, as usual, let's go take a look. First, when Mazi himself arrived in the courtroom. So his legal team continued to remind Nigeria that a dead Nnamdi Kanu won't be standing any trial in any court, and it won't do anybody any good. But I don't know how long it's going to take for majority to see that this is pure persecution. It is not prosecution. The intention is not to try Nnamdi Kanu like legally. The intention is to hold him for as long as they desire, for as long as they want. And they could use the compromised and corrupt judiciary, that is now like at the fingertip of the Tifnumbu and his gang, and those prior to them as well, right? So why would the report that was submitted to the court more than 4 days, as at last weekend, the court already had the report? Like, why would that go missing? His legal team had this to say after the short proceeding, because they couldn't really do anything or argue over anything anymore. So it was like, we're just going to have to adjourn. And I mean, adjourn to when? 16th of October. His team.
When you want to start, you tell us. Hello, everybody. Today is the 8th of October. I'm here with one of the some of the members of the legal team. We just emerged from the closure of proceedings in the case of Nnamdi Kanu for today. The story is not going to be too long. It's very short. The prosecution made a motion, an application to adjourn this matter because the Nigerian Medical Association did not file the report that the court mandated it to file on the last adjourned date. And that report, the kernel of that report is actually to advise the court whether Nnamdi Kanu is fit for trial, or continuation of trial, and whether he deserves to be transferred to a hospital, i.e. the National Hospital. So that report was not in, so for that reason the prosecution made a motion, an application to adjourn the matter to another date, and the judge granted the application and adjourned the matter to 16th October.
So on the issue of medical council, yesterday medical council sat on the issue that has to do with Professor Aj. And when I got the information, I went to that place because I've written a petition against the DSSS doctor, the one that never examined Mazi and Kanu, wrote a report. That was a couple of years ago, and nothing happened. Then I also wrote another one against the doctor that never examined Nnamdi Kanu, but had the audacity to depose 37-paragraph affidavit, countering the report of Professor Aj. But surprisingly, they left to my own petition and be creating another issue. I went there, confronted them with it, so they succeeded in intimidating me and harassing me with a petition against me at the FPDC. But that one is a different ballgame altogether. Now to the President, Mr. President, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please, as a matter of urgency, direct Attorney General to discontinue this funny charge. This charge is embarrassing Nigeria the more, and the more they kept on applying for adjournment. I know that they must have advised you, telling you that they don't have a case. I heard them saying. So in order to protect the integrity of Nigeria, please allow them to discontinue this particular charge, and so that Mazi and Kanu will continue with his agitation. Address all those issues that gave rise to the agitation. Everything will calm down. Anything short of that, if Nnamdi Kanu is released, he's expected to continue with the agitation. That is the naked truth. There is no going back. And all those people that are dancing around you, praising you, they are deceiving you. They are making your government unpopular. We are the people that are helping your government, telling you the truth. Attorney General will not tell you the truth, of course. No, don't touch me. Attorney General will not tell you the truth. And then person will not, we are the people that will tell you the truth. They don't have a case against Mazi and Kanu. Of course, you know that had it been that Nnamdi Kanu is from the north or from the southwest, he will not be here today. They are doing him because he's from Igbo. Nobody should touch me. Allow me to express myself. It's my right. So Nnamdi Kanu is suffering this thing because he's an Igbo. He's from southeast. Those of you that are in the House of Assembly, Senate, bench warmers, will watch what is going on. At the appropriate time, we will tell you people that yes, the masses are watching you. Thanks and have a nice day. Yes.
And we are saying that if they like, the government of the day should apply for record of proceedings so that they will realize the frivolity of the charges and the evidence already before the court. There is no reason for this prosecution. All the decisions of the court ought to be reviewed so that they will know the frivolity of what is happening in the country. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, all lovers of freedom. Please take a listening to what I'm saying. Nigeria is a country we all love and we want to love. But we cannot love this country unless this country begins to do equity, begins to do justice, and begins to do fair play and fairness to every citizen of the country. Chief Chukwuemeka Odumegwu went into the Biafran Civil War because of injustice. Now, Ralph Wazulike went into agitation for Biafra because of injustice. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is fighting the same injustice. And let me tell us, even if Nnamdi Kanu today stops today, there will be 10,000 other Nnamdi Kanu out there willing to take up the fight. And I must tell us that even my own children know that we are first of all Biafrans before we are Nigerians. Nobody can take that from us. We are first of all Biafrans before we are Nigerian. Just like you are Odudua before you are, or Yoruba before you are Nigerian. Just like you are Arewa before you are Nigerian. Nobody can take our identity away from us. So let Nigeria know this. And know peace.
They should not manipulate the reports, because already we have already had the reports before they came, and when they examined Mazi, they even detected more inmates that even the previous doctor could not even see. So that when they are writing their report, they should not manipulate it, because we already had the report before even the actual report they are going to bring.
So now we wait for the NMA's report and the court's a decision. But it's pretty much obvious, except for, those who want to be mischievous or live in denial. This whole thing is a sham. It is a sham, and we all know why it is playing along this line, and why some even allowed it to fester this long. But what they are really doing is that they are making mockery of their own system before the rest of the world. And they may not probably, or maybe they don't even care. They may not realize how much damages, right? Cases like this, human rights abuses like this, tells Nigeria's story more to those who probably should have interest in investing in the country. You may not even understand that what you think is insignificant is bigger than what they want to see it as. So back to the exit of Yakubu. So Mahmoud Yakubu has finished his two-tenor office of 10 years. And the damages is caused lives on. Sure you get. Somehow, he'll kind of like deliver this speech that I want to share with us. All right? A speech that could be his own valedictory speech. And I will come back to that so that when I open the line, you probably have one or more two things to say as well. Or the line is even open. Yakubu, yesterday.
Occupation and disability. The last figures published yesterday show that 6.8 million Nigerians commenced their registration online, that is the pre-registration option, while 1.2 million citizens completed the process through the physical or in-person option. The exercise will continue until August 2026, when it will be suspended not later than 90 days before the date fixed for the general election as provided by law. As we are aware, there are a number of forthcoming elections. The preparations for some of them are either at advanced or concluding stages. The Anambra State Governorship election is holding next month, followed by the area council election in the Federal Capital Territory in February 2026, the Ekiti State Governorship election in June 2026, and the Osun governorship election in August 2026. In addition to these off-cycle elections, We have already commenced preparations for some of the major activities for the 2027 general election, while awaiting the enactment of a new electoral act. The bill is currently before the National Assembly. It is expected that electoral reforms contained in the new act will necessitate further review of our regulations and guidelines, as well as the manuals for elections. Beyond these reviews, the Commission needs to further clean up the voters' register, review the locations of some of the polling units, and allotment of voters to them. The management of party primaries is another major area of activity. You may recall that for the last general election in 2023, the Commission processed the nomination of over 20,000 candidates. Furthermore, election logistics involving the procurement, production, and transportation of huge quantities of materials by road, by air, and by sea are monumental undertaking. So too is the recruitment and training of election officials, voter education, and engagement with stakeholders. The prevailing insecurity and natural emergencies such as floods in some parts of the country have dislocated many citizens who must be given the opportunity to exercise their franchise. Doing so may require a review of our existing framework for voting by internally displaced persons. Over the years, we achieved a lot in responding to challenges and monitoring or introducing many innovations. We have consolidated the biometric register of voters and replaced many of our manual processes with digital platforms and applications. These include the nomination of candidates, submission of polling and collation agents by political parties, accreditation.
The blah, the blah, the blah. I want to jump it to save us time, right? Sorry for that, my last caller. So I seems to have lost you because I had you on for more than a minute, I think. But yeah, I can always interrupt whatever I'm saying, right, while I take your calls. Okay. So that's Mumudu Yakubu giving you details of how much, even without him, has been put in progress concerning elections that are coming, then your 2027 voters registration and the blah, same mode. Kanu is expected to nominate someone, all right, before this weekend. Okay, so, and before that, Yakubu had to hand over to, a national commissioner, I think head of operation or something, a lady. And right now, social media is kind of reacting like, Tifnubu is very smart, because that one is kind of like, Professor said the acting, acting INEC chair. I'll let him finish what he's saying.
May Agbamuche Mbu will serve in acting capacity pending the appointment of a substantive chairman of the commission. I hope that this will afford the appointing authorities adequate time to appoint a new chairman. It will also enable the new chairman to quickly settle down to the task of conducting elections and electoral activities in Africa's most demographically and logistically complex environment. I want to express my profound appreciation to members of the Commission and to our resident electoral commissioners for the excellent working relations we shared. Since 2015, I have worked with 24 national commissioners and 67 resident electoral commissioners. So also to the staff of the Commission. Those involved in elections or vastly knowledgeable about election management understand the conduct of elections and what it entails. I will forever cherish the support of successive secretaries and staff of the Commission nationwide. Together, we innovated and managed the Commission's enormous responsibilities, sometimes on the verge of breaking down. I also enjoyed tremendous support and goodwill from members of the National Assembly, particularly successive chairmen and members of the committees on electoral matters. So too, from political parties